Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the psychological theories that literally power our exceptional, high-trust culture right here at Legend Metal. I am beyond thrilled to be with you today as your leadership trainer. We're going to talk about something absolutely fundamental to our success: human motivation. You see, understanding the complex psychology of your team, that is the ultimate key to true leadership.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with beyond the baseline, move up to Maslow's peak, focusing on belonging and esteem, then break down Hertzberg's hygiene versus motivation, fire up Pink's engine of autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and finally, we'll bring it all together in the unified leadership framework.
Okay, let's jump right into Part 1, Beyond the Baseline.
So, we are incredibly proud of the deeply respectful environment and the sky-high employee retention we've built here at Legend Metal. And honestly, your teams know this. We already have excellent baseline conditions locked in. Our compensation is highly competitive, the safety protocols out on the sorting floor are rigorous, and our facilities are totally state-of-the-art. We've essentially done the heavy lifting to make sure everyone feels completely secure when they walk through those doors every single morning.
But here's the kicker. If we already provide excellent salaries and top-tier safety, meaning money and physical security are basically taken off the table, what psychological drivers actually create true, lasting engagement? Right? Money is necessary, for sure, but it's really just a baseline. To unlock that next level of performance and pure passion, we've got to look deeply into the science of human psychology.
Which brings us to Section 2, Maslow's peak, belonging and esteem.
Now, you're probably familiar with Abraham Maslow. His theory is built on that classic pyramid structure, where foundational needs have to be satisfied before people can even think about higher-level psychological growth. It basically tells us that as humans, we first seek physiological survival, a reliable paycheck to put food on the table, and physical safety. Only when those base levels are completely secure do we look upward to find social connection, respect, and ultimately self-actualization.
And here is where it gets interesting for us. Because our baseline conditions at Legend Metal are already excellent, those physiological and safety needs, they're fully met. The bottom layers of that pyramid are securely locked in for our teams. Therefore, as leaders, we must focus almost entirely on the pyramid's peak. We're aiming right for the top two crucial targets: social belonging and esteem.
So, what does that actually look like? Well, first, our daily leadership has to actively foster social belonging. We need to ensure that every new member is deeply and warmly integrated into our respectful culture. It's all about creating a space where everyone feels like they are part of a tight-knit family, rather than just a nameless workforce clocking in and out. True motivation sparks when someone feels they genuinely belong.
Target 2 is esteem, and this requires us to provide authentic, highly specific recognition. Actually, here's a totally wild psychological fact for you. Generic praise can literally demotivate your top performers. Why? Because it makes them feel like their specific expertise goes completely unnoticed. Simply saying, "Hey, good job," just doesn't cut it. We need to say, "Your precision on that electronics recycling sort yesterday literally saved us hours of downstream processing." That level of exactness, that is exactly how you build real esteem and immense professional pride.
All right, moving on to Section 3, Hertzberg, hygiene versus motivation.
Frederick Hertzberg's two-factor theory is brilliant. It operates like a balance scale, separating our foundational hygiene factors from true motivators. They're called hygiene factors because, much like washing your hands, their mere presence doesn't necessarily make you super healthy, but their absence will absolutely make you sick. In our world, hygiene factors are things like the work environment, safety protocols, tools, and salary. Motivators, on the other hand, are an entirely different beast. They are the meaningful work, the job enrichment, the autonomy, and the personal growth.
The absolute core takeaway here is that fixing hygiene only neutralizes dissatisfaction. It doesn't actually motivate people to work harder, innovate, or feel any happier. Think of hygiene factors like a launch pad. A cracked launch pad will definitely stop the rocket from flying, but a perfect, pristine launch pad doesn't propel the rocket into orbit either. It is the motivators that serve as the high-octane fuel needed to launch true engagement, meaning, and enthusiasm right into the stratosphere.
Let's turn to Section 4, Pink's engine, autonomy, mastery, purpose.
Daniel Pink's intrinsic motivation model operates like three interconnected gears working perfectly together in a bright, dynamic engine driving our teams forward. Pink's research proves something fascinating. Traditional carrot-and-stick external rewards actually diminish performance for complex tasks. Since our work involves highly technical systems, we absolutely have to rely on deep, intrinsic human drives. Let's break down each gear in our Legend Metal context.
Gear 1 is autonomy.
This means giving our experts the self-direction and freedom to execute their tasks in the way they know works best. It is literally the complete opposite of micromanagement. When we respect our teams enough to let them steer their own daily processes, they take profound personal ownership of the final results.
Gear 2 is mastery. This is all about continuously supporting our people as they become highly skilled, true experts in the incredibly complex, technical processes of metal and electronics recycling. Human beings have this natural, hardwired urge to just get better at what they do. By providing rapid feedback, excellent training, and continuous learning, we keep this mastery gear turning powerfully.
And the third gear, purpose, is honestly the most powerful gear of all. It's about constantly connecting our daily recycling work to the grander mission of environmental sustainability. Our teams aren't just manually sorting metal on a conveyor belt. They are, literally, working to save the planet and conserve natural resources for future generations. Making that connection crystal clear every single day, that is what builds unbreakable, long-lasting motivation. Now let's wrap this up in Section 5, the Unified Leadership Framework.
This Ascendant framework shows us exactly how to lead comprehensively. It's like a 3-step playbook. First, you target Maslow's peak by ensuring every single person feels a deep sense of belonging and esteem. Next, you satisfy those needs using Herzberg's motivators, enriching their jobs and giving them complex challenges, rather than just relying on a paycheck to keep them compliant. And finally, you sustain that high energy over the long haul through Pink's 3 gears, granting autonomy, fostering mastery, and connecting it all to the massive purpose of sustainability.
Ultimately, as a leader, your role is not to just delegate people to work for a salary. That's just management by transaction. Your real job is to curate a beautifully crafted environment where their natural human desire to do meaningful work thrives. We are the architects of their psychological workspace.
So, knowing the deep psychology of what truly drives us, I want to leave you with this question. If you stepped away from your team for a month, would their motivation crash because the hygiene manager left, or would it soar because you built a self-sustaining engine of purpose and mastery? The tools to build that engine are right here in front of you. Thank you so much for engaging with this explainer, and I literally cannot wait to see the incredible impact you're going to make on the floor.